All right, welcome back to another episode of Light Post. We've got a Ride the Lightning defense. Oh, Dimension's clearing out the squad. So, we got a Ghost Town Ride the Lightning with quite a bit going on. The usual disclaimers and plugs. I've got a trap guide on funneling, link down below. All of these trap guides are now in a playlist, so that'll be in the description as well. I'll also link all the best traps video down below and all of the perk videos I have on traps, link in the description. There are lots of ways, infinite ways to trap. This is just how I do it, and if I fail, that'll be a good learning experience, and if I don't, then there you go. So, this is going to be a fairly wide open defense, which is cool. I don't have a lot of these on the channel, and they are kind of important to deal with, because without any natural terrain funneling the enemies, you kind of have to work on dealing with them in your own way. And as you're seeing, there is also healing death burst. So always got to go to the objectives. Lightning storm and metal corrosion completely rules out metal. That is just not going to be an option. I've been farming a little bit of brick from the category 4 last mission, kind of cleaned me out. I should be okay. Everybody on the team is all right with me doing all the trapping, and I'm hoping they can upgrade the defense. Ride the Lightning is pretty easy. I'm running my shotgun build this time, so I'm not going to be able to double jump like I did last time, but yeah, just like that, pretty straightforward. And I think I'm going to do defenders again. I don't always like to recommend defenders because they're a little bit expensive, but this idea of just a straight line of 3 is super solid, really works really well, and it's going to have essentially full coverage of the defense. But because it's so wide open and we're in a Valentine season, love lobbers are spawning like crazy, and anti-air traps, while always recommended, are going to be especially necessary this time around. That sound alert, by the way, is AWOLRy saying how dare you. People voted that I should record these with the stream overlay open, so Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to participate in this. That's going to be happening. If anybody follows, then that'll be immortalized in the video. So yeah, if anybody wants to be immortalized in a video, now's a great time to sub, huh? So, these should be fine. I don't want to necessarily block the perspective of the defenders too much. They are using obliterators, so they have a quite big line of sight, but I still want to be a little forgiving. This encampment, if it was metal or brick, I'd actually run it. It's going to kind of be in the way anyway, so let's actually take care of this. Always going to start with the... Actually, I'm using War Cry. I always am so lazy, not lazy, but I'm always so scarce with my War Cries because I don't want to waste them, but sometimes it's like, what am I saving it for? I'm about to do a bunch of trapping. The defense isn't going to start for another few minutes at least. And War Cry would help right now. So yeah, it's going to be totally back by the time I need it again. So let's just do that now. All right. Oh, I'm still running slow. That's one of the other modifiers is slowing pools. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, but we'll see. So, in my last real-life recording, personally, we just did a Category 4, and that was Exploding Death Bomb. So, I am going to very much enjoy being able to actually... wow, look at me being a good teammate for Dimension over there. I'm going to enjoy not having death bombs. So, I'm going to block this off. I think the natural, laziest route for the enemy is up over that top, but I don't think they're going to have too much of a problem going through here. I think this is going to be a fairly straightforward tunnel. I don't usually like... okay, let's do this real quick. I don't usually like sealing electric fields and death burst missions because the way that it works, the enemies are just constantly healing themselves. So we're going to place, honestly, kind of a land bridge here. This is going to get blown up at some point, probably, but I think a really straightforward tunnel with broadsides on the inside. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to have broadsides facing this wall, but... I'm going to leave this one open. I highly expect this to get blown up by something, and I do think if this wall ever ceases to exist, wall darts are going to be a lot more malleable. They're going to survive a lot better. I don't usually use sound walls, but I feel like I should start demonstrating that these will be really good for propane, so a couple of these at the beginning can help a lot. This is going to be a wide open field. I'm not really planning on dealing with it too much, so I'm just going to lazily put wall darts, and hopefully the defenders can deal with the rest. And then, because I put the floor freeze, there should be absolutely no directionality in gas traps. Mitch Robs left a comment on my video. He did a lot of testing on his own, and he is extremely knowledgeable about traps. I don't usually take people's words for stuff, but I'll trust Mitch. He usually knows what he's talking about when it comes to traps. Also, I'm going to put a sneaky little wall launcher right at the end here, just to push enemies straight back through the tunnel. This seems to be a sudden spawn. I don't believe this is actually a part of the defense. I 100% expect that to go away in the future. All right. Look at the map. We have a lot to deal with. So I'm going to essentially cut these in half. We're going to just defend it kind of like this. One end, 3 tiles is usually all that an enemy is going to walk around. So 1, 2, 3. And then out here, I'm just going to really back it up just like this. These tunnels are super universal, very normal. If you ever have a wide open space, this is kind of how you deal with it. Just build a wall. You know, Trump would love this fantastic idea. Put a bunch of wall darts on the end because you're just going to get so much extra damage. I know I'm going to be spamming these a lot. They're not necessarily necessary. They are not necessary. I'll say that comfortably. But it's just, you know, we got a flat wall used for funneling anyway. Might as well use them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just do a straight line because it looks like there's only one direction they're going to be coming from. Smashers love to destroy this stuff. I probably should have put a tar pit at the end here. I'm going to do that on the ends. It's not going to be the best idea, but, you know, it is what it is. And I'm going to put another broadside. Gas once again. I'm going to have these to be very enclosed tunnels. I don't usually do this, but I like to switch things up. There's not one way to trap all the time. And there's no reason to... So usually I'd put ceiling electric fields out here, but there's no reason to do that because it's a healing death burst. Everything's just going to heal as they go in, and I think this tunnel should be pretty fine, honestly. I'll even put a wall launcher at the end, and we'll even put a ramp just to defend even further. I think that should be mostly fine. Again, we've got defenders on top, and our team is actually going to be paying attention, so it should be mostly fine. I'm going to let the enemies in on this side as well. Make a nice little natural barrier here, and hopefully that should be enough. I'm not going to put any wall darts over here because there don't seem to be any spawns. Spawns will shift in the future, but this defense seems to be pretty universal. So we're going to put the floor freeze facing away. I don't even remember if I did that over here, just so that they stagger backwards. That does matter. And again, this is a sponsored by Team Gas Trap defense today, and I'm sticking to it. Put a nice little broadside right in the beginning, and we're going to do... Well, I can already see a smasher just absolutely annihilating this tunnel, but I'm going to do what I can. And then just all the wall darts. Just all the wall darts. And that should be a very deadly tunnel. Hopefully it holds up. This is absolutely weak to a smasher smashing, but that's why I'm doing wall darts instead of broadside. That should honestly do the trick. This side over here on the southeast is fairly wide open, but as long as my teammates are aware of that, we should be okay. These spawns, again, this close to the defense, I just don't trust them. I don't think they're real. So I think we're good to go. All right. Whew. What was that? 4, 5 minutes of trapping? Pretty straightforward. Let's hope everything holds up. Oh yeah, lobbers are going to be a problem. I'll just put a couple anti-air just right at the tip there. Enemy should be going down pretty easy. Yeah, the lobbers are just going to stand back. If anybody wants to take the initiative on that, try not to get in the way of propane, but here we go. So, how we deal with smashers. It's important to pay attention. Smashers are the biggest threat to these tunnels, and none of us have to stand here doing nothing. See, this is what I'm talking about. Probably should have put a tar pit right at the end here. And there goes my wall of traps. And the broadsides need something to bounce off of, or else that's a lot of wasted damage. I'm just going to put broadsides right back here, expecting these to get destroyed. Smasher got stopped by the tar pit. Thank you so much. I was about to take a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. There goes our tunnels. This is fun. I like to do this. Smashers are going to be a problem, as I foresaw. They're honestly more of an issue than I expected them to be, but enemies are taking care of them. That's perfectly fine. Get the build in place. I got a lot of coconuts this time around, and I'm happy about it. Please get hit by it. It's not going to matter. Yeah, again, his trajectory is going to keep removing that trap. There's really not a lot you can do about that. The spawn is where it is. You don't have a constructor. No, it's a good showcase, Awalry, because a lot of people don't play constructor. I find constructor builds to be a little boring, and in public matches, not everybody's going to be running a constructor. This is where a war cry could be nice. There is absolutely no shame in taking out a smasher before they become a problem. So nice to not have any death bombs. Even with a shotgun build, you know, just kind of stay out here. It's okay if you're out here too, because if you're ever taking the attention of a propane, then at least they're on me and not a specific defense. Look at that, wall darts just take care of them. Or is that archer? Probably both. I don't know who's on these B objective thing, but I'm helping them out a lot. Yeah, this defense seems really solid. I'm going to try to get back to the other... Ooh, hold on. Broadsides? Oh, they didn't actually do any damage. Yeah, the enemies need to be centered or else the broadsides don't do anything. Gotta fix this so the funneling works as intended. This tunnel is really weak because everything just got destroyed, but seeing as the spawns might flip, and we've got 40 seconds left and Archer's watching this, I think we're okay. I know this is a trap guide, not a watch Archer kill things guide, but honestly, I always try to give the perspective that, you know, you should have a team. It's a 164 player. There's no reason to solo this, and while teammates might not always be doing the job, here's my advice. If you have teammates who aren't playing, put the traps back. In this instance, I'm going to not, but oof, look at those broadsides going crazy. These enemies are taking a lot of damage in here. And it looks like they're going to be completely fine. There were no propanes in this defense, so I can stand here comfortably. Normally, I'd recommend staying completely out of the tunnels, but with the lack of propane, we are completely fine. All right. Round 2. Where are the new spawns? So out here is completely the same. I'm going to just put car pits out here because that's going to be a problem. This got shredded. I am very team broadside, but they don't do any damage if they're not there. This, without a constructor, these walls are just destined to die, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll even put an extra row of wall darts out here because of these spawns. Looks like we have to defend from the north side as well, so that seems to be like the exact same defense as before. If you guys ever want to clear stuff away, cannonade, fantastic. Just really does great work. It's kind of a mental thing as well. Like, on the one hand, you're removing obstructions, but to just visually see the area, I'm going to use a ground pounder now. To visually see this area open up is quite nice. Let's do something fancy. Let's do a wide open defense on this one. I'm not sure this is completely recommended. I'm even going to do another sneaky tar pit in here. This will probably not be necessary, but you guys saw how smashers were being an issue. Let's do this. Let's just put a complete lineup of wall darts just going the whole way. I'm just having fun at this point, but we're going to do it right in front of the ramp. 3 and 4. And then we'll even put wall darts here and here. This is probably not recommended, but I'm going to just do 1, 2... I don't think more than that is necessary. And instead of the gas traps, we're going to do ceiling electric field. Make sure I'm using the correct ones. Yeah, the lower stack is going to be my energy ones, not my nature ones. And then I can't get up there without breaking it. We can do that at least. There we go. The wall darts will shoot through the... stairs. Okay. Alright. That should honestly mostly defend, although Ride the Lightning does have different types of zombies spawning on the second wave, so it is not unexpected that lobbers and flingers will be a problem. That's why I'm erring towards a more open-air design, so a 12-minute archer in dimension, plus the defenders can shoot through that a little better. Defenders have only a 4-tile radius if they can hear the enemies, but maybe they'll have some perspective. Up here is going to be rather tricky. This is where funneling comes into play. I'm going to just... Ooh, oh, there are enemies over here as well. They look like they're going to use the same tunnels we had in place over there. They are going to go up that ramp and hopefully just all default to this side. As usual, you guys know, these wall darts it's kind of an expensive habit. I continue to remind that I'm only being a little greedy, but that extra damage is just so nice. And the Windows update has decided that right now is just the time to tell me. All right, there we go. 1, 2. These can be up here because of their 3-tile range. They'll do a lot of extra damage, which is nice. It looks like nothing's going to come up until here. He's doing lefty and righty. That's fine. I'll just put a bunch of floor freeze to stop anything that might be walking up here. And then again, I want us to have a nice clean line of sight. So I'm actually going to build... Let's do this. That's not what I wanted. Let's do it like that. There we go. Nice sitting electric field just to have some extra damage, and then I'll connect that just like so. All right. I do believe players and defenders should be able to do the rest of this, and we should be ready to go. All right. I'm nervous because this defense is going to be a messy one, but I was listening for the roar of lobbers or flingers, and I heard none. Okay, is this going to be easier than I expected? My goodness. Tunnel over there is doing just fine. Oh, look at all the damage. So satisfying. So satisfying. I love all the damage numbers of broadsides bouncing back and forth. But it looks like the healing toes are going to be a problem. Nah, wall darts tapped them. They're going to be just fine. With multiple enemies in this one area, or teammates in this one area, I will air back to going over here. Healers are very important to take care of because they will make enemies just walk through tunnels. Oh my goodness. We got chrome husks, but that's it. No mist monsters. They're going to make it easy on us. Well, this is just wonderful. All these enemies are just getting stopped at the gate too. No constructor or anything. No propanes to shut it down. Oh, come on. This is easy mode. Oh, you love to see it. Hey, Walry, I know, okay? All right, let me back up. She said it shoots through stairs, but not when there's a wall. This is a redundant setup. I'll get to the mini-boss in a second. The idea being, if this gets smashed by a smasher, we got backup, but no smasher happened. Wow. This is such an overkill defense, by the way. I mentioned I was just having fun, but still. Okay, so the mini-boss is dead. What type was that, Archer?
Damage pulse, vortex, knockback, tank, I think. I don't remember.
Man. So that's just lay into it. That's all it. Okay. Yeah. Even the chrome husks dying to the fire. So this is what I'm talking about. I was hoping this trap guide could double as a tutorial for chrome husks. It might be a little late when this video goes out, but people always complain about chrome husks, and here I am using a shotgun build. Shotguns are extremely strong, but look at that. Just shoot it with fire. Shoot it with fire or water, and they just take more bullets. It's not a very serious deal. I know you can kill them with, like...
The quest line teaches you how to kill them, too.
What? Yeah, the game teaches you?
Yeah, the quest line says they're weak to fire and water. And then,
okay, well, I've played with that muted forever, so I don't fault anybody for missing that part. Well, this is pretty straightforward. Honestly, I expected mist monsters or flingers or something, but this is nothing. Over here, the defenses are taking care of them just fine. I know I kind of harped on stealing electric fields because of death burst, but when they're all basic zombies, I mean, it's not really asking much. I'm purposely not killing anything just to let the traps kind of do what they're supposed to do. Well, this is cool. Cool. Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you trap a mission well enough, like there's just nothing more that needs to be said. This tunnel is working just fine. There is a nurse in there, but if she gets taken out by... Oh, everything walked ahead of the nurse. I think... How did... Huh. Looks like these broadsides are doing just fine. It's... As long as there's no propanes, you guys, there's no reason to... That's an invisible enemy. There's no reason to not, just walk into a tunnel. But propanes are a big thing. I want people to know that, like, don't be that teammate who goes into a tunnel, sets off a propane, and then gets their tunnel blown up. That is never recommended. But yeah, this defense is going really well. Well, I built this tunnel for fun. I'm going to enjoy it a bit. So, like I said before, wall darts have 3 tiles, and I said this in a previous video. They actually have 3 tiles and shoot for 5, I believe. So, this whole tunnel is just... Not even a tunnel, just a wide open killing field, really. What's the durability on these? Barely even fired. So if you guys want to take my advice, I always do this at the end of missions whenever I can. Yeah, always whenever I can. I always look at the durabilities and show you guys, like, some of these traps were completely unnecessary. So I'm over trapping for the fear of not failing on camera, but you guys might be able to take this advice and see that maybe only 2 layers of Sealing Electric Field plus some floor freeze is really all that's needed in a mission where there aren't any mist monsters for some reason. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.